Hi, Billy Peterson with Peterson Wealth Services. Let's talk for a minute about Brexit and what's gone on here in the last couple of days. Last Friday, the citizens of the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union. It was very surprising because polls have been pointing toward citizens remaining in the European Union. So markets reacted swiftly and negatively on Friday. And the follow-through continued today, and the weeks to come are expected to remain volatile. As we know, news, media, and specialists and experts on the television love to amp up noise. And investors, unfortunately, take the wrong signal from that. When emotions start to become the factor in how you're going to invest your dollars, you're typically going to see a negative result. I want to spend a few minutes today talking about precedents and other historical issues that have gone on in our country and around the world that have caused investors a lot of concern and unrest. And we'll see actually how that played out afterward. So Britain, of course, exiting the European Union is going to have some ramifications. We know that. We know that companies are going to have to adapt and adjust. New trade policies are going to need to be created and met. And they're going to be on their own. But ultimately, it's a good thing when the country decides they're going to take matters into their own hands again. Think about throughout history, countries that decide they want to make their own pacts with the world and be responsible for their own spending, own policies, typically will make wise decisions. Let's just spend a few minutes looking at a chart that I've got here on the screen now, and it'll show you that stocks have been able to overcome short-term events throughout history and able to move higher. So this chart goes all the way back to 1940. And as we can see, we had a major event going on right there with the attack on Pearl Harbor. And it sent stocks down, as you can see there in the chart. This doesn't look very bad, of course, when you stretch this chart out over 60 or 70 years. But at the time, it was very, very difficult. The point being is it didn't take that long for stocks to recover from that issue and move higher. And just contrast that and move forward throughout history as the Korean War and Kennedy assassination and Nixon's resignation, the Gulf War, financial crisis of all types, the terrorist attacks, the most recent recession of Lehman bankruptcy and many, many hundreds of banks going out of business, hundreds and thousands of jobs being lost, homes being foreclosed upon. So this was probably the worst recession that we'll ever live through, this last one in 2007. And the markets corrected rapidly, and a lot of people decided emotionally to remove themselves from the market, take all their investments out of stocks or even bonds and move them into cash. And I just want to stress that if you looked at the history and how stocks performed after the fact, the people that exited the market wish they would have just remained. So I guess what I'd like to say is consider the context of history, and there's always going to be a reason not to invest. There's always going to be some uncertainty or some issue around the world. And our job now is to try to make sense of it all and not to panic, but reposition. Make sure you're diversified so you can handle these sorts of market declines and this market volatility, but never chase things or never react to what's going on around the globe just emotionally. It might even be an opportunity to increase your investment flow. So the last thing I'd just like to say is make sure you talk to your financial advisor. Understand how this impacts you from a short-term and a long-term perspective. Make sure your investments are positioned properly. Know that there's going to be a lot of news. Don't make your decisions based on news media. Make your decisions based on a slow, well-thought-out financial plan. And if you need someone to talk to about that type of thing, we'd love to be the person or the team that helps you out throughout that situation and throughout your retirement goals. On behalf of Peterson Wealth Services, thanks for watching and look forward to talking to you soon.